think it's a wonderful program. I think it shows how successful it is that it's been running for 2 decades, and I hope it runs for 2 decades and more. Hi, I'm Devin Hull. I am a recent graduate of RIT in the Fine Art Photo department, and currently I work back at Studio 678 as a photo teacher, and I do a lot of my own personal work, and I am also a barista, and I work in food service. So I got a whole bunch of different things going on. I was born in Rochester. I grew up in the South Wedge, and I went to school in Rochester. I kind of just am a Rochester native through and through. When I was in 6th grade, I remember one of my art teachers was looking for kids to go to like an after-school photo program that I'd never heard of, but I thought it was really interesting, so I signed up. And when I went in 6th grade, it was the first year that they did the 6th grade program. So I was one of the first graduates who had done it for 3 full years, which I guess you can tell I really enjoyed it. To have done it 3 years in a row, it was one of my favorite things to do. Photo Club is really important for kids from both Wilson and for all of Rochester School kids because it allows them a creative outlet in a specific area of art practice that is very unattainable, I think, in schools. I remember in my high school we had like a dark room, but it was a closet, and so a lot of these types of old like photographic processes are very hard to find access to, and having access to a creative outlet, having access to like a safe space that the Art Center allows, it's just really important just to foster creativity and have these different kinds of outlets that are not school and not specifically like sports or anything. It's very different than any other club that I'd ever heard of or been a part of. I don't really have like a specific moment that made me want to be a teacher, I guess. After I graduated out of the Studio 678, like being a student at 678, I knew that I wanted to come back, and I did come back in 10th or 11th grade. I was an intern. I've been in Rochester the entire time, and I really wanted to be like still a part of it, be a part of the Studio 678, mostly because of the people, the atmosphere that it has. I had wanted to do it during like college as well, but I got really busy and sometimes my schedule didn't allow for it, and then COVID happened, and so it wasn't around for a year. And then I remember Liz reached out to me and was like, hey, I want to see your senior show, your graduating thesis show. And Liz and Sharon came, and it was just like reminded me like where I came from, I guess. And I got in touch with Liz and I became a teacher again, which is really fun. When I'm teaching them and I'm teaching them like how to do things, I like remember when I was in their shoes and like when I was like trying to figure things out and like didn't understand light sensitivity too. So it helps me like kind of slow down and like relate to them a little bit more. I think the biggest thing that I remember was learning how to do ratios, because we have to do ratios for like doing all the chemistry, like 1 part chemistry to 9 parts water. So I learned that like because of Photo Club, like ratios and stuff like that. So like a lot of the math that we do here, it's not like super hard math, but it's like very applicable math, and I think I struggled with math, and so it was like learning the math here helped me more because I could see like visually see how it was working in real time and not just like as abstract numbers. I'm more creatively minded, but we still have that math aspect. So I think people who are more creatively minded like have an easier time being able to do math when it's like actually happening in real time right in front of me. I think the best advice that I could give would be just do what you want to do the things that make you happy, even if you don't think it's going to make you financially successful, because despite like not having fame or whatever, I feel happiest now, knowing that I'm doing what I want to do and what I really like to do. And I think that's the most successful that I could be, is to be happy with what I'm doing.